The muffled cries pierced the silent Lagos night. Little Ada, just 6 years old, buried her face in her pillow, trembling as her father loomed over her. "If you tell anyone, Ada," Ton whispered coldly, "I will end you." His words echoed in her mind, silencing her voice, suffocating her courage. She couldn't understand how the man who called her his princess could do such horrible things. Ada had become a prisoner in her own home, trapped by the one person meant to protect her. Years earlier, Kemi and Ton Adewale were the perfect Lagos power couple. Kemi owned a flourishing fabric shop in Balogun Market, selling the finest Ankara and lace materials to wealthy clients. Ton was a high-ranking accountant, celebrated for his charm and wit. But behind their success was a painful void: they were childless. For 10 years, they tried everything: hospital visits, herbalists, and fervent prayers at night vigils. When Ada was finally born, she was hailed as their miracle. Ton wept openly when he held her for the first time. Kemi saw a softer side of her husband she had never known. From that moment, Ada was showered with love, or so it seemed. Kemi worked tirelessly to give her the best life, often staying late at her shop to secure big deals. Ton, on the other hand, doted on Ada at home, or so Kemi thought. As Ada grew, Kemi began noticing odd changes in her. Ada, once bubbly and cheerful, became withdrawn. She avoided her father's hugs, flinched when he called her name, and seemed anxious whenever left alone with him. "Is she sick?" Kemi asked one evening, watching Ada push her dinner around her plate. "She's just shy," Ton replied smoothly. "Kids can be strange sometimes." But Kemi's motherly instincts told her something was wrong. One evening, as Kemi sorted fabric orders in her shop, Ada approached her timidly. "Mommy, can I tell you something?" Ada whispered, clutching her doll tightly. Kemi responded absent-mindedly, her focus on counting money. "Daddy comes to my room at night. He touches me. It hurts, Mommy." Kemi froze, her hand stealing over the pile of Naira notes. "What nonsense are you saying, Ada? Your father loves you. He would never hurt you." "But Mommy..." "Enough, Ada." Kemi snapped. "Don't make up stories about your father. You don't understand what you're saying." Ada's lips quivered. Her tiny hands trembled as she hugged her doll closer. "But Mommy, it's true. Please believe me." Kemi sighed, exasperated. "Ada, go to your room. And don't ever talk about this again." That night, Kemi lay awake, her daughter's words replaying in her mind. Could there be any truth to it? But no, she dismissed it. Ton was a good man. He couldn't possibly. Ada stopped trying to talk to her mother. Each night, as Ton entered her room, she silently prayed for help that never came. She cried into her pillow, biting down to muffle her screams. Ton's threats grew darker. "If you tell anyone, Ada, I'll hurt you. And I'll hurt Mommy too." The fear consumed her. She avoided eye contact with everyone, including her friends at school. Her teacher noticed Ada's sudden withdrawal and mentioned it to Kemi during a parent-teacher meeting. "She's been unusually quiet lately," the teacher said. "Is everything okay at home?" Kemi smiled. "She's fine. Just growing up, I suppose." But something gnawed at her. One day, Kemi noticed Ada wincing as she sat down to eat. Alarmed, she asked, "What's wrong, Ada?" "Nothing, Mommy," Ada replied quickly, avoiding her gaze. Kemi pressed no further, but the unease grew. The next morning, she took Ada to the doctor for a routine checkup. The doctor didn't say much, but Kemi noticed his furrowed brows during the examination. "Is everything okay?" she asked nervously. The doctor hesitated. "Physically, she's fine, but I think you should pay attention to her emotional well-being. Children don't withdraw for no reason. Kemi's heart raced as she drove home. Determined to get to the truth, Kemi purchased a small spy camera and discreetly installed it in Ada's room. She told herself it was just to prove her growing paranoia wrong. What she saw shattered her world. On a Saturday afternoon, Kemi was at her shop when the camera app sent a motion alert. She opened the live feed on her phone. Her hands went cold. There was stunned, in Ada's room, his hand covering her mouth as she struggled beneath him. Ada's muffled cries reached Kemi's ears through the app. No, 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 no. Kemi screamed, dropping her phone. Her customer stared in confusion, but she didn't care. She grabbed her phone and called Tond. Tond, she yelled. Get out of that room now. The line went silent, then Tond hung up. Kemi called the police immediately, her voice shaking as she explained what she had witnessed. When Kemi arrived home with the police, she found Tond sitting calmly in the living room, pretending to read a newspaper. What's going on? He asked casually, but his voice betrayed his unease. Kemi didn't respond. She handed her phone to the lead officer, who watched the footage before nodding grimly. Tond Adewale, you are under arrest for the sexual assault of a minor, the officer said, pulling out handcuffs. What? Tond exclaimed, his mask of calm shattering. This is a mistake. I didn't. Don't even try to deny it. Kemi screamed, tears streaming down her face. You monster. As Tond was dragged away, Ada peeked out from behind the door. Kemi rushed to her, falling to her knees as she hugged her daughter tightly. I'm so sorry, my baby, Kemi sobbed. I didn't believe you. I failed you. Ada clung to her mother, her small body trembling. I was so scared, Mommy. Kemi took Ada to the hospital that same day, making sure she got the care she needed. From that moment on, Kemi vowed never to dismiss her daughter's words again. She reduced her hours at the store, spending more time at home and building a stronger bond with Ada. Kemi learned a painful lesson: being present wasn't just about providing for her child. It was about listening, seeing, and protecting. Ada began to heal, and though the scars of her father's betrayal would take time to fade, she found strength in her mother's newfound love and attention. Some secrets can destroy lives, but the truth, no matter how painful, can set you free.